are at Lake Winnipeg. It's your boy Big China, and I am with the godfather of Lake Winnipeg, my good buddy Lee Nolden.
Hey guys.
There's really not much to look at, but a couple minutes on this video, you're gonna start seeing both of us start pounding some fish.
You know, we got a 28, 29 on Saturday. I know our buddy got some big fish on Sunday, and then other guys are getting big fish too. They're a little more quiet about it. But it's been a real good bite with the great weather we've had this summer. As you can see, not much wind, which is really odd out here, but lots of fishable days on Lake Winnipeg, and lots of fish and lots of big fish. We're gonna try to catch a couple.
You heard it from the man himself. We're gonna tell you what you need to do if you're coming out on Big Windy, because you know what, it is called Big Windy for a reason, but we'll get into that in a bit. We just want to get started fishing, so let's get going. White bass. Ooh. Catching white bass though.
Oh, I got no problem. Fish is fish.
Fish is fish, absolutely.
Is it?
Oh yeah, striped bass. We're on the bass. Oh, there we go.
Proper fish.
Maybe this is a wall. No, it's running.
Yeah,
it's running. It's running. Oh. Bassmasters. Using the new UV Northland whistle jig. Absolutely beautiful looking jig. Great ice fishing jig too. Oh, Lee's on. Oh yeah, there you go.
I'm just kind of snap jigging, casting it out.
Just like Bassmasters. Wants to eat walleye. You said you've tried these before, right?
Yep, I eat them at home. They're quite tasty. When you clean them, they've got some red meat along the skin. So what I'll do is either not, when I'm taking the meat off the hide, I don't go quite as close. I go up just a touch, about a 1/16, and you'll leave that red meat. And then it's a great tasting white, very white, flaky fish. We eat them just like a walleye. If I served them up, you couldn't tell the difference.
Absolutely. There you have it, folks. We're eating white bass today. White fish, such as the bass, walleye, are very, very healthy and good for you to eat. So you know what? Why not take advantage of it? I mean, if you can get into a school of white bass, it's a lot of fun.
June, you can fish them in the creeks. Close, some of the shore spots are real good.
Like any of those rocky shorelines and like the rocky spits that are sticking out. I mean, it's like a lot of good morning bite and evening bite. Once a school passes, you can literally cast 100 times and catch 100 white bass, and it's just non-stop action. It's actually a lot of fun to catch, but it's a matter of being on that school. If you're not on the school, so
you're done.
Nothing's happening. One of the really cool things that I always try to tell people to do, especially if you got these new helixes from Humminbird, is to just keep using your live auto chart. Once you got that Zero Lines card in there, you're going to be able to chart tons and tons and tons. It can hold lots. Just keep charting while you're fishing, because it could make a difference between fishing between like 14 feet and 13 feet, and just getting that right drop, being on that right line. Because the thing is, if you don't have it, you're just using the Navionics, whatever they have on the chips there. I mean, they're not very accurate. Where now that once you chart it, you can put yourself on the money spot, and that's one of the things that Humminbird has done with the live auto charting, which I think is a complete game changer for this industry. Like whether you're working current or you're even working even Lake Winnipeg. Oh, there he goes. Look at that. Lee's on. What's it feel like? Bass? Oh, the first Walter of the day.
Feels like dinner.
Feels like dinner. That boy.
Big, but
you know what? She says yummy, yummy. That's about it.
Yummy, yummy. She's gonna get an all-expense paid trip to Winnipeg.
Check out the new Humminbird. All the Helix series, they do the live auto charting. They're fantastic. You'll notice a big change in your fishing. Once you start using that, you'll probably not want to use anything else. Oh, I did get him. Whistler jig, pink and white, UV, Lake Winnipeg, walleye.
Let's see, I'll tell you in a minute. Nope.
Nope. Nice.
So, we were getting lots of fish like this size the other day. So, my buddy Adam and I caught 80, and most of them were like this. We caught a few bigger.
That's a nice size.
This is a very nice, so, the guys coming up this winter, Lots of these Oyu Pine Falls guys.
Yeah.
Lots of these come up. So they're, you know, this is probably an honest 18, I would think.
We are chasing after white bass. You can see them surfacing up top there. So we're just gonna back up a little bit more. You tell me when to stop, Lee.
Okay. Good one?
It's not even that big.
No, it's not. He's just a fighter.
God, was he a fighter?
It's a fine fish.
It's a fine. Oh, it's right behind us, right there. Oh, what's a tank?
We gotta get. And really, the presentation that we're using, we're still using both our walleye rods.
Yeah.
With the baits that we've been catching walleye.
There you go. Oh. Woohoo! You gotta love it. Oh man, these things are so much fun. Oh, gotta love catching these things. Cast after cast, Lee. You know what? I've been chasing this thing for the last while. I haven't had a good white bass day in a long time. We're on the chase right now. We're chasing after these white bass. They're moving all over the lake. But like Lee says, you know, if the lake's gonna throw you white bass, go for white bass. It's fun. It's a hoot. No, that's a big northern. Oh,
Nice size pike.
nice size pike.
Close to 10 pounds. He ate the jig.
Oh yeah, listen. Okay, I don't want to lose this jig. Oh! Oh! My only whistle jig! Ah! Oh well.
Back in the green, so we just caught, I don't know, 10, 12 bass in a couple minutes.
Now it's
out a little bit deeper. Now we're back in the green.
and we're marking a ton of nice marks on the bottom there. Yeah, it looks good. And I got a treat. After that northern stole my my whistle jig, I looked in my box. Bam! Score. or maybe it's that. Maybe it's maybe that's northern.
Not big enough for your pike.
Oh.
It's a sheepy. Or is it a
No.
whitey? Is it a whitey?
It's a whitey. Bassmasters in the boat, just like a pro. We got walleyes, we got striped bass. No, is it striped bass or white bass? People call them both, don't they?
They call them both, yeah.
But typically it is just white bass.
White bass,
Yeah, it's white bass.
The area that we're fishing, we're actually fishing the downside of a flat. Right to our right here is a nice shelf that comes up. Nice flat, comes up to 12 feet, lots of rocks, which you wouldn't expect at Lake Winnipeg, but we're marking lots of rocks. Now it drops off fairly quickly into about 15, 16 feet, and then out farther it'll go out into 20. But we're fishing on just on the break line here, and what we're looking to see is fish that are traveling down that break line, using it like a highway. So lots of fish, but we're fishing in an area that holds fish, and that's the key thing for fishing Lake Winnipeg. Find the food, you find the fish.
Oh yeah!
Get him?
Right beside the boat.
Yeah, we're right beside him.
Oh wow! It was a sucker.
Well, that's not supposed to happen.
I don't know how that worked. All I saw was like little bass jumping everywhere, and then this guy comes and hammers it at the surface.
So, you know, I guess what that tells us though is that there was a school of minnows, the bass had got him up, and this guy came along for the ride.
He's like, I'm coming. I ain't missing out on no buffet.
The bait that I'm using quite a bit now is this extreme tackle rattlestick bait. We use, my daughter and I especially use these all winter vertical jigging, but we use them snap jigging in the summer. It's a basic slab spoon with a rattle in the middle, and it's got tinsel on it. This one's pretty chewed up because it's caught about 150 fish the last couple of days. And we're snap jigging them very aggressively, and we're looking for a reaction bite. So a lot of people think, oh, if the fishing's slow, I should downsize and go slower and everything. No, what you want to do is go a little bit bigger, upsize, and be aggressive.
If that bite is on, they're gonna come and they're gonna hammer your bait. And a lot of guys I know, they like to use mono. They love to use mono line, little more supple rod, due to the fact that it'll absorb the hit. Because a lot of reaction bites too is like if your buddy is jigging and all of a sudden he's like, oh, I just missed a bite. always have a rod ready with some kind of reaction bait. Throw it down the same area that he's pulling up his empty jig. I can promise you, every so often, or quite a bit, you're gonna get hit right on that reaction bait. Right when it slams down and you pop it up, you're gonna get hit, and you save a lot of those bites that way.
You save a lot of bites, and you're gonna outfish your partner. There's lots of different techniques. You know, and I know guys that come out and as we mentioned, we're fishing Lake Winnipeg. You can catch fish with a pickerel rig. I don't think we would allow one in the boat, but I know guys that actually use them and catch fish.
And I'm Asian. There ain't no pickerel rigs in here, but there's been times where I've seen people pound fish using pickerel rigs, and you're like, oh man.
Then you got to go to a drop shot rig or something that's a little more.
Absolutely.
That's a little more. But there are a couple different rigging methods that we could actually talk about maybe on the next segment, where we stack jigs and we do different things with jigs, because a lot of these fish might be off the bottom a foot or two. They're not always right, you know, right tight to the bottom. So we got a couple different little techniques might be able to share at another time.
Oh, absolutely. You know, we're definitely going to be heading out a lot more. Last year, me and Lee did a nice Facebook Live on Pine Falls. We're definitely going to do another one this year. Well, we'll do a little more of those because they were actually great having you guys actually texting some questions. We'll be doing more of those. We just got to plan some of that stuff out. Tonight was just more of a whim as we went. Actually, I woke up this morning, I looked out my window and I was looking at the trees and I was like, wow, there's no wind. And the first person I thought about was Lee. I'm like, I should call Lee to go fish Lake Winnipeg today. And I swear to God, 5 minutes later, he called me. It's like, we're one. We are one. Like, we're thinking.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's like, hey, I'm not too busy at work. What are you doing? He goes, we're going fishing. Perfect.
And it's been a beautiful day so far. It's not even over yet. We've been pounding fish, having a good time. Like I said, we don't care what we're catching. We've caught a lot of white bass. We've caught our walleyes. It's just to be out here on Lake Winnipeg where it's not windy is a treat.
First, I'm not going to just go with somebody.
Oh my God, I had a bite over there. He thumped it, he swam with it and spat it out. Oh, Bass Central.
I got one straight below the boat.
Oh, we're back on the bass! Oh, it's a silhouette bass. Very nice. Very nice, Lee. Yeah, nice, beautiful sauger. Nice color. Dark.
Look how dark it is. Yep.
Black. Blacker than black. It's the end of the night. It's about 8:10. The sun's starting to come down. We're gonna pack it up because we want to be back at the boat launch before the sun's gone. But just to let you know, it's been a fantastic day on Lake Winnipeg here with my buddy Lee, and like we've had a great time. Pretty much, you know what, you got to do it. They throw you lemons, you make lemonades, and today they threw us white bass, and we had a great time catching them. It was awesome. Like they're still jumping all around us right now. There is a reason why they call this place Big Windy, right? I mean, you got to check your forecast when you come out here. I'm not telling everyone to rush out here right away. You got to look because this place can blow up really, really quick. So make sure you always have all the right equipment, a big enough boat. Check the forecast. If it looks like it's not blowing in the morning and you go up, but it could blow up in the afternoon, you got to keep those things in mind when heading out here. But when you put all the precautionaries in mind, then you can have a fantastic day on the water. Like I said, we had a fantastic day, Lee. I loved it. I love fishing with this guy. It's a lot of fun. We're going to do a lot more videos, especially with fall coming up. We'll be seeing us in Pine Falls. We'll probably do a couple more here at Lake Winnipeg.
Yep.
But we're going to head home. We're out of minnows.
Out of minnows and running out of daylight. So until next time,
That's
we'll
right.
See you later.
Peace.